It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Swazdula, you soy milk injectors. How the hell are you? I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about Nataruk. Wait a minute. Nataruk. Nataruk nandesu ka? I'm going to edit that later for maximum stupidity. Anyway, Nataruk is a bow that we got after the new war, and I'm here to talk about it a little bit. Okay, so the Nataruk. Here is my Nataruk build for now. I'm using corrosion. I'm just going to let you guys look at this build for a little bit. You can copy this and of course tweak it to your liking as much as you want. But let me just go ahead and say a couple things. I'm using corrosion. Why? Well, normally on my like generalized builds, I will always run viral and heat unless the weapon gives me some sort of a reason to go with something else, right? Why do I do that? Well, because that is the easiest way to build any of your weapons to defeat everything in the game. It'll be most effective against Grineer because it's geared toward them. Secondly, it'll be good enough against Infested, and third against Corpus. But since Corpus and Infested are weaker than Grineer, they don't really matter. They'll die anyways, right? On this one, I decided to go with corrosion because it's a single fire weapon. So anything in Warframe, this is just general rule of thumb, anything in Warframe that goes brrr will do really well with status chances and applying fire and virals, right? Because you have a lot of shots per second. But on something like a bow, where it's like boom, and then you wait a minute, and then another boom, or the Opticore, etc., with those kinds of weapons, it's often a good idea to try to get the optimal type of damage as high as possible for that one shot. So make that one shot pack as heavy as a punch as it possibly can. That's why I'm going with corrosion on this one. If you would want, just by the way, if you would want to make this here supreme against Corpus, just remove this mod right here, the electrical one, because then what you'll be left with is Toxin, and Corpus don't like Toxin. That's not what we're talking about though. You'll notice something up here. I have Primary Merciless in here instead of Deadhead. Here's what you need to know about the Nataruk, okay? If you get a perfect shot, all right, you have this window here. Within that window, you see that last third of the charge? If you pop off within that window, it's considered a perfect shot. Doesn't matter where inside that window, it just has to be inside. Could be a little later, can be a little bit sooner. As long as it's in there, it's going to be a perfect shot. That is going to be tremendously more powerful than these quick shots here, okay? If you pass though, there's no penalty, right? You'll just have a charged shot. The charged shot is a little bit weaker than the perfect shot, naturally. So even if you miss the perfect shot, you'll still have a much stronger shot than a quick one, okay? But here's the thing. The charged shot has infinite punch through, and it's bugged with mag. You can't use it with mag right now. When we can, and they don't decide to tweak it, it's going to be insane with mag, like penta kinds of insane, okay? But anyways, what's good about that is that we can shoot through a whole row of enemies without any issues with the charged shot, the perfect shot, or the charged shot. And you can see we hit all of them, right? And that's infinite. As far as I remember, that punch through is infinite. So if you have 1,000 enemies standing behind one another, you'll hit all of them. Another thing that is really important about this bow, well, not really important, but nice to know, is that the projectiles fly straight. The arrows are straight. They have no drop off. You see that? They have 0 drop off. They don't drop at all. They're 100% straight, which is like, hello, super convenient. But here's the thing that I don't think many people picked up on. The charged and perfect shot do not have a headshot multiplier. So if you hit enemies in Warframe in the head, normally you get double damage for headshots, right? Like in any other game. Hit them in the head, you get more damage. The charged shot doesn't deal more damage to the head. So you can shoot them wherever you want. You can shoot them in the kneecap if you want to. It doesn't really matter, okay? Also, the charged and perfect shot are like super broad, okay? You don't need to be perfectly on their head in order to still get a headshot. Let me aim over here at this thing here. I'll probably still hit him in the head. Yep, see? Red reticle means I hit him in the head. So they have a very, very thick beam, basically. Very much like the Opticore. So why is this important to know? Well, if you're good at aiming and you like charging all the time and this fire rate here is okay for you, it doesn't really matter. But I built an alternative for those of you who don't aim too well or just feel like it's a little bit too slow or feel like you don't want to sacrifice damage for the sake of more fire rate or whatever. Fair, I get it. I came up with this silly shit right here. Let me clean it up for you. So as you can see, there's no mod in here. I don't have any more capacity. You guys can put in here whatever you want. Here I am using the primary deadhead, which gives me more crit chance if I kill them in the head and stuff like that. If I kill them in the head, what are we talking about? As you can see here on this one, I don't have it because no headshot multiplier. There's no point in actually aiming for the heads, right? Except for letting galvanized scope work its way up a little bit. But here I went with something different. As you can tell, I'm using internal bleeding and not really anything else. The only damage that I have here is this little bit of puncture and the little tiny bit of slash that this weapon has. Nothing else. So what's going on here? Well, the quick shot has no punch through at all. You can mod for it, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing so unless you want to use this slot, sure. But it has no punch through, but therefore it has a guaranteed 100% impact proc. Okay? Internal bleeding is a mod that can cause a bleed effect upon impact. So if the quick shot fires a 100% guaranteed impact projectile with every single projectile, if you consider multi-shot, which causes more projectiles, more bullets to spill, that means we have a whole bunch of chances to proc some kind of bleeds, right? And the bleeds scale off of that damage as well. They're not just some randomized number. Okay, cool. So you already know where I'm going with this. If you have some multi-shot, it's almost guaranteed that every single shot will cause a bleed. I'm using Bane of Grenier to hurt them even more, and I'm using a little bit of crit stuff here to amplify the resulting bleed, okay? And it's disgusting, guys. It's so nasty. It's so disgusting. Look at this shit. Look, check this out. Kill the guy in the back. Look at that. Dead. I got double guys. Now you have to keep in mind as well, we have galvanized mods here working for us and stuff like that. So as they build up, as you kill a little bit more effectively, you'll be stacking more and more and more and more bleeds on them with every shot. The initial few shots, they don't do all that much, but once you get your built up thing a little bit, shit, this thing is disgusting. I will take this out to Steel Path right quick for you guys and show you guys what it looks like on Steel Path. Alright, so here we are in Steel Path. Let me go ahead and pop off these quick shots for you right quick. Let's do this too while we're at it. Gonna go ahead and pop these minions here. Preferably aim for the head and try to hit those headshots. Oh, he's dead. Lol. See? 2 ticks dead. The minions in Steel Path are really nice for building this up, because you could just pop them off and kill them immediately. And then deal with the other guys a little bit. See? Now this isn't super fast killing, okay? This isn't super quick. There is that 1 tick of damage in there, and of course if you bring like a crit Nidus with you, or God forbid Harrow, or Banshee, or frickin' Zephyr, or anybody that'll amplify damage or add crit and stuff like that, then this quick shotting will very quickly become endgame viable, like actual endurance run viable. I don't know how long I could do this. I reckon for a very long time, because these guys are just going to bleed to death, okay? The only thing that you have to be careful about is that you have some kind of a warframe with you that can sustain a little bit. And working with a bow on endurance runs, especially on something like Steel Path, is always going to be a little bit tricky, because, you know, the nature of the bows. So again, keep in mind, the quick shot has no punch through whatsoever, so it will not hit multiple enemies in a row. Therefore, it has a guaranteed impact proc, which you can use to abuse internal bleeding and make everybody and every single shot bleed all the time. And yeah, with that you can have a really good, nice alternative. Damn, I forgot to show you guys what the charge would look like. If you do decide to charge your quick shot build, no problem, it will still have the red crit effect regardless. It's insane, guys. It's a really amazing, super good bow. I decided I'll go ahead and give you guys this alternative quick shot build with internal bleeding, since I noticed that it has a guaranteed impact proc. Might be useful to somebody. On that one, it makes sense to use Deadhead, and on the other one, if you like charging, if you're confident with your aim, or you don't mind the slower fire rate or whatever, then you can totally go with this here and use primary Arcane Merciless, or whatever you want. I just wouldn't use Deadhead, since there's no point in charging the shots into the head. The quick shots here will also do the trick, though, by the way. So it almost doesn't matter. They just deal damage very differently. That's the only thing. So there you go. Have you guys gotten this weapon yet? If you did, how did you like it? Is this my favorite bow? No, I still love me some Raktacernos, though I will say this bow will wipe the floor with the Raktacernos, hands down, right? But still, it's a damn fine bow. I really like the gimmick. I like the perfect shot thing. I like that it doesn't really give you any penalty if you miss the perfect shot. It just gives you a normal charged shot, which is like ridiculous. Hello, 150% status chance anyway, or whatever it is. It's nuts. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section, and don't forget my question from the beginning of the video. Do you like these kinds of verdicts a little bit more, you know, personal with my cam on and shit, or would you prefer I do the Cephalon robo voice verdicts in the future? Would be very important for me to know, and I'd appreciate the feedback. Is there anything else? Well, if I don't see you again in another video or stream before Christmas or on Christmas, Merry Christmas in advance. Have a wonderful time and holidays, and see you guys in the next year, or well, no, it'll be soon. Whatever. You know how it is. Now, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this shitty channel, and now fuck off.